Hello, everyone. This is Gayle. I know I've been a little AWOL lately. It's been, I've had a tough couple, not tough couple of weeks, but the last part of the week has been tough. But you all know that I went to Richard Garai's Rise conference back in Phoenix back a little over a week ago. And it was amazing. I'll have to tell you about that later. But came home, and of course I took a red eye flight home, thinking that I would get to sleep on the plane. And excuse the glare, I've tried to figure out all different ways of recording this without the glare of the computer screen being in my new glasses. I like my new glasses, but there's a lot of room for glare. But anyway, of course, it was a long flight home. I didn't get back. I left Phoenix at 11 o'clock their time. And I got home to Richmond about 9 o'clock Eastern time. So actually, it was let's see, 9. So it would have been 6 o'clock a.m. Phoenix time. So you can see it was a long flight, had a long layover. But the first leg of the flight was all the way from Phoenix to Charlotte. So I'm thinking, okay, that'll be like 5 hours. I should be able to get plenty of sleep, even if it's just a little bit. Well, I think I slept maybe 10 minutes. And the seats are just so little, and there's no room. You can't move your legs. You can't move your rear end around in the seat. Oh, I got really tired of sitting in that position really quick. And there was a sweet elderly lady. It's the planes where you've got the 3 seats. And I, requested the window seat because I had a little pillow. And I thought, well, I can take my pillow and lean up against the window, and that's how I can get some sleep. And that didn't happen. But anyway, when that 10 or 15 minutes that I did sleep, something woke me up, and I wasn't sure what it was. I just figured it was a noise on the plane. And I looked over, and there was a little old lady sitting in the seat in the middle. And please don't take offense if this applies to any of you, but you know how sometimes old people, when they fall asleep, they just kind of fold up? And she had kind of folded into my side, she was sort of like this, into my side of the seat. So I'm like this, not wanting to disturb her. So that just added to my discomfort, but she got to sleep, so that's all that matters, I guess. So it took a couple of days for me to get caught up on sleep when I got home. And of course, then I got busy. I had church on Sunday. Well, I didn't go to church on Sunday, but I had my church volunteer work on Monday and in my exercise class, and things just went on. And I started a polymer clay video, and it was going to have to be done in pieces because I was making a cane and I wanted the cane to rest. And then by the time it was time to finish the video, my dog, Fort Dix, had a problem on Thursday afternoon, and Friday we had to let him go. So I went in and tried to finish the video, but my joy was gone, temporarily. I'm sure I'll be fine. But I don't have any dogs now. And this is the third dog we've lost in 13 months. And it's the first time in probably 25 years that I've been dogless. And it's a weird feeling. I didn't realize how much of my life revolved around the schedule of my dogs, but it did. Just an example, getting up for church this past Sunday, my normal routine is, you get up, go downstairs, let the dogs out, feed, fix their food, bring them in, let them eat. Then I come upstairs and take my shower and start my morning routine. And then this past Sunday, I sat up in the bed and I thought, well, I guess I can go straight to the shower. It was just really weird. And it's things like that. Like, I'm afraid I'm going to forget to feed the cats because that was always incorporated into the dogs feeding. And, I just hope I don't forget to feed them. But they have a way of letting me know when they're hungry. But I've been sad, and busy. We're still looking for a building lot for us to put a house on. We're looking at house plans. We're just really busy. There's work that we're doing here on the house we're living in now. I'm waiting on some people to get back with me on quotes to refinish my living room floor. You know, there's just stuff. And I've been really busy, and I tried to piece together, I thought, well, I can edit the polymer clay video I did well enough that I can at least present it. And no, it's garbage. So I have to start from scratch, but I'm just asking you to be patient. Like I said, my joy is gone right now, but I'm sure it's just because of the loss of my dog. So that will come back. It's temporary. But in the meantime, I did go to Rise, and oh man, and I have a story to tell you about that too. It was amazing. Richard he's so humble. He has no idea how much people really care for him. And we shared some one-on-one time, and he told me some of the things that he had been facing for the last year, which all I can say is that he was treated very cruelly by certain people, and it just really reinforces my feelings about these people. And but anyway, Richard and I had some time together to talk, and of course he talked to everybody, but it was nice chatting with him and seeing all of his new products. Right now, he just has stamps, papers, and inks, or not papers, cardstock and ink. And his colors are called they're sugars. He's got sour sugar and tart sugar and sweet sugar and confectionery sugar. He's just got all different kinds of sugar palettes. And they're gorgeous colors. They're 100-pound cardstock, which is a little bit different. Before, his cardstock was 80 pound, which is great cardstock, don't get me wrong. And then I had switched to the 120-pound Nina, which is just, to me, it's just a little too thick. I have a hard time keeping it from creasing, from cracking when I fold it. So I'm not using that so much now as a card base, but this 100-pound stock seems to still fold well. I've only folded a couple of sheets. We did some make and takes there, and we used his paper. And so I've only folded a few, but I did have trouble with one, but I don't think it was the paper. I think it was me. I am thinking I will, and as I'm learning, I will probably score it before I fold it, just to give me a cleaner fold. But like I said, we did 4 cards. 3 of them I had no trouble with folding the cardstock at all. 1 of them I did, but I think that was the first one I did, so maybe it was just me getting used to the thicker cardstock. But it's awesome. It's just awesome. And his stamp sets are so cute. Oh, there's so many cute ones. Well, let me show you a couple. I did print off. These are the digitals that I printed, because when you buy a stamp set from him, the majority of them have a digital download that goes with it. So you're not only buying the stamp, you buy the digital that goes with it. And this is their card club for this month. This is called Love Jack. And it's the lumberjack. And you see he's got the lumber saw and his hatchets and axes and wood. And there's a lunchbox and a paw print. And there's 2 jacks, 2 lumberjacks. And all of the sentiments fit into that little saw at the bottom. And the sentiments are birthday greetings. Would you be mine? With mine in all caps, since he's mining. It says, you're awesome. Would you, which is WOODU. And hey, bro, which has to come from his brother Joe, because that's something that he would say. And let's see what else I've got. This one I've started coloring on. Well, I'll show you the one that I'm not coloring on. This is called Boho Wings. And I thought that was beautiful. So those of you that like to color, look at all of, let me get up a little bit closer. Look at all of those awesome things to color. The hummingbird and the butterflies. I just think they're gorgeous. There's just flowers. And then the sentiments, always smile, rejoice, blessed, and beautifully made. So that's another one of his stamp sets called Boho Wings. There's this one, and these are ones that I bought, so that's why I have these digitals. This one is called Pray First, and I honestly bought this just for the praying hands. I don't think the stamp set itself, the hands are quite as big as this. This is probably going to take up the whole front of a card, but the stamp is a little bit smaller, which is the advantage of having both the stamp and the digital. And then he's got Pray First, In God We Trust, Faith, and of course the cross up there. And then it says, when you go through deep waters, I will be with you. Isaiah 43:2. So I had to get that one. I also got some lessons from one of the girls that she's a Copic master, a coloring princess or coloring queen. I don't know what you want to call her. But we had some lessons on Copic, so I bought a few Copics. And this is my lumberjack that I've colored. Of course, they're very amateurish because I don't know how to use the Copics yet, and I don't have a lot of colors. So that's always good. And then another one, and I'll show you this one. I do have the stamp set, but I didn't want to bring my stamp sets in here. I'm in the living room, and I just didn't want to bring all those stamp sets in here. This one is called Crafter's Apron, and the apron is a solid stamp, so it printed out as black. But if you know how to use any of your the paper cutting machines like the Cricut or the Scan and Cut or any of those machines, you'll know that you can rearrange things and change the colors. So what I did is I made them blue for the blue apron, and then not printed, but got the sentiments that I would probably use. So I'll be using the blue aprons and putting these sentiments on there, but all these sentiments will fit inside the apron. And they say, make pretty things, you are invited, homemade with love, maker's gonna make, paper craft scissors, and made for you. So you can use this apron for a lot of different things, a lot of different occasions. So I don't think I printed off any of the others. I think that's all that I printed. But we got so many free things. He's going to be partnering with Simple Stories. And Simple Stories gave us one of their paper packs, where you get to like 12 by 12 sheets of paper and a sticker sheet. And we got the little candy drops, the little sticker, the enamel drops that you stick on cards, washi tape, and a booklet of stickers. So Simple Stories gave each one of us one of those, and this is going to be true for all of his sponsors. He's going to be partnering with Simple Stories, Gel Press, Webster's Pages, and there's another one, and right now I can't think about it. I probably will in a minute. But anyway, they're going to be offering exclusive papers and sets that will feature Richard's designs, but they'll be made, like the Simple Stories, will be made by Simple Stories. And they will be offering bundles of all these matching things that go together, and they'll only be available on Richard's new website. So that's going to be exciting. What are the others? Simple Stories, Gel Press. I'm trying to think of the stuff we got free. I don't know what the fourth one is. I know Webster's Pages, because we got some notebooks from Webster's Pages. But anyway, it was just so much fun. Every time we turned around, he was giving us something. We got a nice big tote bag. And if you know what I'm talking about when I talk about the big 31 bag that's about, oh, I don't know, about 30 inches long and about 12 inches wide and about this deep, and it has handles on it. Well, in looking, he wanted a bag for us. So in looking around at the different bag manufacturers, he went to one manufacturer and he said, oh, this looks like a 31 bag. And he said, well, as a matter of fact, we make the 31 bags. So we got him to make two different bags, really. The second one is on the website. But two different bags, and they're in a gray color. The one I got does not have the logo on it because these he got before he got his delivery with the logo on it. But they're gray and sort of an off-white a little bit, but they're gorgeous. They're so pretty. It's so handy. And my scan and cut will fit in it. So when I go to my crops, I can put my scan and cut in it and take it with me. But he just was so generous to us. And I think that was one of his problems. He always wanted to give away stuff. And the powers that be didn't care for that too much. But he also has developed a new business opportunity, and I don't know that any of you would be interested, but I just feel like I need to share it. It's called Certified Studio Designer, and I am one, which I'm very proud to be. I'm one of the founding members, probably in the first 20 or 30 that signed up. It's a complicated process to sign up, so please, don't get discouraged if you decide to do it. But it only costs $25. It's a one-time fee of $25. You don't ever have to do anything. You don't have to sell anything. You don't have to do videos. You don't have to do blogs. You're going to be an affiliate. And the only requirement is that in a 12-month period, you order some product. Because if somebody doesn't order in 12 months, obviously they're not active in the program. So they're going to be dropped after 12 months of inactivity. But you get a 25% discount right off the bat. And then the rest of it is up to you. You can build a team, which I am. So far, I've got 3 people on my team. I've got a 4th that's in the process. When I reach the 5th team member, my commission will jump up to 30% on anything that I buy on his website. And he's launching new products maybe this week. If not this week, he'll be launching more next week. But because of his non-compete with his prior company, he couldn't place any orders with any of these people, any of his vendors, until September 28th. So some of his products just didn't come in. And that's just the way it goes. They didn't come in time for Rise, but as they come in, then he's going to be adding them to his website. So look at the website every day because you might see something new. Always click new releases and you'll see what's coming up. But, I love having the 25% discount, and that applies to your club. If you want to be in his card club or his mixed media club or he changed the name of his planner club to create in something. Anyway, it's not a planner like you keep a schedule in it. It's more of a memory keeping type planner. And but that's a different club. But the 25% discount applies to that too. So if nothing else, for $25 lifetime, get the 25% discount every month. Order, I think if, $25 a month is all you need to order. And, to stay, and you stay active if you keep on going at $25 a month or even $25 every 2 months. Just stay active. But it's really awesome. And then you earn commissions. It's not a direct sale, even though you do have to go through a CSD to purchase items. Actually, right now you don't. The website right now is open. But if you're not a CSD or not signed up under a CSD, you can't get the discount. But you're welcome to go into the website. Excuse me. But where was I going with that? My bubbles kind of changed my train of thought. But anyway, very shortly, he's going to shut the website down, not down, but shut it off so that you'll have to order through a CSD because he wants us to succeed. You know, he's not going to be making any more money, but, you know, he wants us to be making money too. He's just such a kind, generous person. I'm just so sorry that all the lies that circulated about him are there, because there are people that are going to believe them regardless. And but just let me say that a lot of the press that you've read is not true. But anyway, going back, if you decide you want to do this, please let me know, and I'll try to walk you through the process. It's also changing. Right now, he's using Teachable as a platform to do his training because there's 6 videos that you need to watch. And Teachable has some guidelines that have turned out to not work well for us. So he's working on getting it all put on his website. But right now, it's through Teachable. So when you fill out your application, you fill out an application on Teachable, and you go through the videos, and then you have to go to another link and fill out the whole thing all over again on his website as far as personal information. So right now there's a lot of duplication and people get really confused. But if you're interested, I'll put my affiliate link down below and you can do that. And I'll put, you know, what you need to put in order to be on my team. I would love it. But it's just great to get in on the ground floor of something that's going to be awesome. Because he's keeping the digitals. He's also issuing stamps. Now, this time his stamps are not red rubber, and I kind of cringed a little bit at that because I am a big fan of red rubber. But red rubber stamps are going out, and there's only one manufacturer in the U.S. that still makes them, and they also make them for another company that he cannot be connected to anymore. So that left no one unless he went to China, and he didn't want to do that. So he's been investigating and experimenting with different manufacturers of photopolymer stamps, clear stamps. And the one that he's got right now, he's really happy with. The designs are, the images are sharp and clear. But I'm having to get used to clear stamps again. You know, when you first open a clear stamp and it's brand new, it's kind of sticky. You have a hard time getting the ink to stay on your stamp, and I was really struggling. And then all of a sudden, somebody said, "Oh, I remember, you're supposed to rub a red eraser over them before you use it." I'm going, "Oh, that's right." So when you rub the eraser over them, it gets rid of all that sticky that's on your stamp, and they're much easier to stamp with. But some people like them better because you can see through them, so you can see exactly where you're stamping. And that's true, you can, and I'm sure I will get used to them. Right now I'm still working with the digital images because I've just grown to like them so much, and I don't have to worry about storing stamps. But anyway, I didn't mean to go on and on about this. My brain is just, right now, it's just sort of a little numb. I have to say, it's just a little numb. But let's see, is there anything else over here I wanted to share with you before I let you go? I did not do a Patreon video for October. I meant to, and with Rise and things that have come up, I just didn't get a chance. So I will try to get one done as early in November as I can, and send those out to the October patrons, and then maybe do another one or release it later to the new. I've got a couple of new patrons, and I'll release it later after they've done their donation. But I will get one done, I promise. I really will. And same thing with my polymer clay videos. I really would like to get back on a Monday morning schedule where I have a new video every Monday. I'm hoping to do it this week. On top, one thing I wanted to tell you, on top of everything else that's happened, we had a death in the family. And this was right before, excuse me, right before Rise. Let me take a sip. You remember the aunt that I told you that had just moved into assisted living near me? Well, this was her husband, and he passed away. He was 91. And I was going to be in Phoenix when they had this service, so I went by to see her before I left. And intended to go by and see her last Friday, but last Friday was the day that we lost our dog, and I was not in any mood to go visit anybody that day. But while I was gone, my daughter went to the video. You see what I've got on my mind. Went to the service, and my parents divorced when I was 12 years old, and my dad remarried and had another family. And I have a half-sister and a stepsister and a stepbrother and I don't even know where he is. But through the years, we kind of lost touch with each other. And even though they live close by, we just don't see each other except at funerals or things like that. It's sad. But this other other branch of the family came to my uncle's funeral. And back about a year and a half ago, Richard came to Fredericksburg for a conference there. It was only like 35 people. So that's where I met him first, was there. And it was just so awesome to meet him in a small grouping like that, because it was much more personal. And he did selfies with everybody, or not really selfies. Somebody else took the pictures, but everybody wanted their picture taken with Richard. So when I left Fun Stamper's Journey and wanted it to be known that I was supporting Richard, I changed my Facebook picture, my profile picture, to the picture of me and Richard. And it's been there ever since. Now it's the brand new one from Rise, which shows how much older and how much fatter I've gotten. But the first picture was my Facebook profile picture for probably, close to a year. So when my daughter went to my uncle's service, my half-sister's daughter, or actually she's the one that asked me, but wanted to know if that was my boyfriend in my picture. If you've ever seen Richard, you know he's got black hair. He's a nice-looking Mexican man. He's just really a handsome man. And he's younger than all my children. My youngest is 44. She'll be 45 next month, November. So he's only 40. So he's younger than all of my children. And I was actually flattered that they thought I still had it enough to attract a 40-year-old man. But I couldn't help but laugh. So I sent him a message when I got home and told him that, while we were gone, what happened, and that my niece wanted to know if I was if he was my boyfriend. So now he calls me girlfriend on his videos. He'll say, "Hi, girlfriend," if he sees my name pop up in the comments that I'm there. And he told everybody one time, he goes, "For those of you that don't know, Gayle is my girlfriend." And then his wife, Gabby, is in the background laughing. It just got to be a big joke. And a long time ago, I had told him, he was asking if anybody on his videos could bake a pie. He said, I can get fresh baked cakes and pastries and donuts. He says, but I don't know anybody that bakes pies. So I told him I baked a pie. So when he came back after I told him about the girlfriend, and this has been months later, so he does remember who we are and things. He said, "Oh, wow." He said, "Not only do I have a girlfriend, but I have a girlfriend that bakes pies." So that's been kind of fun. But, he's just such a great guy. I just wish him and Gabby the best of everything. His next to the oldest son, David, has joined his company, and he's helping with some of the video part of it because he's young. He knows all about videos and stuff like that. So he's also gifted musically, so he does his own thing. I think he's in a band. But you know, it's just a fun time in the RG Studio 360 life because we're a baby company. And as babies, there's nothing to do but grow and learn, and that's what we're doing. But anyway, I'm going to try to get to my videos soon. I'm going to go by and see my aunt again today since I didn't get to the service. I want to see her and make sure she's okay. And hopefully I can get back on my schedule. If not by this coming Monday, I'll at least do a video sometime during the week and then try to get back on the Monday schedule maybe the next week. But I'm shooting for this week. We'll see what happens. So I hope everyone has an amazing day. Weather's changing. I'm wearing long sleeves. You know, it was like 40 degrees this morning. I had frost on my car yesterday when I had to leave to go to church for my volunteer work and had to scrape frost off my car. And I am not ready for this. I'm not a winter person. I dread wintertime. I don't like to be cold. But, you know, if I live in Virginia, I have to face the cold weather in the wintertime. So maybe I need to move to Arizona. How about that? It's beautiful in Arizona. But anyway, everyone have a great week. And I will be back soon with a polymer clay video. I promise. Bye-bye.